Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about all the changes that have happened in the last month of being on T. So I'm on T for 6 months now, which feels so surreal. It's so wild to me that it's been already 6 months since I started testosterone. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about the changes and I'm gonna talk about how I feel. And before I start, I wanted to say that it really just depends on your genetics. So I just wanted to say that, and I hope you don't compare yourself too much to my changes, or I don't know, this is just like for informational purpose and also just for me to have something to look back on. For I think 3 months, I always did like 2 pumps a day. When you are on T, you have to go to your doctor like every X amount of months to get your levels checked. And the first time I went there, my results were really high. And so now I went back in there for my second checkup appointment. This time I was told to like not put my gel on the side where the blood is gonna be taken out of, and so I did that, and that is why my T levels this time were pretty low, like on the lower side. Definitely. I think that was like the mistake that happened the first time. That was the reason why my levels seemed to be so high when in actuality they weren't that high. Now I am on 3 pumps a day, but this update here is just like the results of the 2 pumps a day. I hope that makes sense, and we're gonna start with the changes or stuff with my body. The first thing I'm going to talk about is period stuff, so trigger warning for that. You can skip this section as well if you want to. I'm just gonna quickly mention that I still got my period this month, which wasn't that nice. And then also one thing that I noticed that I didn't really think would happen to me, but my feet grew bigger. Well, I don't really know if they really grew bigger, but my shoes are smaller now. So, I mean, I guess they grew bigger or they just widened. I don't know. But I noticed that I have this one pair of Doc Martens and they used to be really big on me, but now they are not that big anymore to me. And so I didn't think that would be the case with me. So I'm really curious if that will change more, if my feet are really gonna size up in the actual foot size. I feel like my face is not as chubby anymore. Like when I started like the first 3-4 months, I felt like my face was more rounder. It had this puffiness after starting T, and now I feel like the puffiness went down. Like I feel like my face is more sharp. I don't know if you can see it on the video. Also, I look back on like photos pre-T and I definitely see how my face shape has changed. One thing that is kind of annoying a little bit is that my glasses are beginning to be too small for my face. Here at this height, they really press into my face now. It's a little bit annoying because I got these glasses this year and now they're already a little bit too small for me, so I have to look into that. Also, that is my face. I don't know how much you can see of the chin face shape change. I don't know. I also have a little bit more pimples, but I mainly have pimples here and a little bit here, which I think is just like the normal testosterone pimples that you get. I also have a lot of pimples here where I apply the T-gel, specifically on this side. I don't know why I have more on this side than on this side. I don't know what's up with that, but I also have a lot of pimples on my back, which, yeah, I don't really mind that much. It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's pimples, you know, they're just there. I don't know if I have the pimples here because I don't wash away the testo gel. Like I just let it dry out and then I just have it still there. Like I don't know if I should remove it after it's completely dried, but I'm also like not willing to take the effort into it, to be honest. So notice today where I apply the T-gel, like my skin is really hard. I was surprised how hard it is because it felt like stone. Here it's like soft, but here where I apply the T-gel, it's so hard. But I think it's because of the T-gel that I apply there every day that makes it like so hard. Now I'm gonna talk about hair changes. I definitely have a little bit more hair here, and also I start to get a little bit of like phlegm. I don't know how it's called in English. The hair is still really light. You can't really see it, but it's growing in, and I can feel that I have hair here, and it grows to like here, but it's so small and minimal that you don't really see it. I'm really curious how it will feel when I start to grow more facial hair. Yeah, I am excited about that. Under my belly button there are a few hairs. Well, I don't know if my hair grew, but I definitely have a lot more body hair than I had before starting tea. I don't really know if my amount of body hair has grown a lot since the last update. I don't really know. I also heard a few people talk about the changes in the hair structure and stuff like that, and I don't really know if my hair on top of my head has changed. Sometimes I feel like my hair has thinned a little bit. I definitely lost some hair. Like I could feel it when I went through my hair and I just had a bunch of hairs on my fingers. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last update already, but I think my hair got a little bit more oily and it reminded me of my first puberty. Well, right now it is kind of balancing itself out, so I'm not really sure what's happening. Maybe the peak of it already went by me. When it comes to craving food, I think I am a little bit more hungry again. In one update I mentioned that I'm craving more salty snacks, and I think when I had my period I definitely craved more chocolatey stuff. So that was interesting how when my period got back I also craved chocolate again and more sugary stuff. Yeah, sometimes I could just like snack whatever. Like I don't really care if I even like it or not, I'm just eating it. Also, two things that I noticed that I don't even know if they have anything to do with testosterone, but I notice when I have to sneeze, the sneeze itself, I don't know how you call it, but the sound itself is so much louder. And I have no idea if that has anything to do with testosterone, but I literally sound like my dad when I have to sneeze, so that is kind of funny. We love to see that. Also, I feel like I'm able to whistle now, and I was really bad at whistling before. And again, I have no clue if that has anything to do with testosterone, but I just noticed that, and it's kind of like a fun little thing that I developed. And I'm gonna play you the voice update. I am excited for this one.
It's my voice, 1 day on tea. And I'm 2 weeks on tea.
I'm 2 months on testosterone, 10 weeks on tea, 4th of September, and I'm 3 months on testosterone, 4 months and 1 week on testosterone. Today is the 4th of November and I'm 5 months on testosterone today. Today is the 4th of December and I'm 6 months on testosterone. Also, recently my mom just said out of nowhere like, wow, you have changed a lot. And I just stood there and was like, okay, thanks. I don't really know what to say to that, but I'm really glad that you can see that I've changed. And I think I also carry myself way more differently now. Like I have so much more confidence in myself, and that also shows itself like in the way I walk and in the way I sit and everything like that. I'm so much more confident and comfortable in my body. I'm a little bit scared of Christmas because that's gonna be the first time where I'm gonna see like all my grandparents and be confronted with them since I started tea, and since like you can obviously tell that I've changed. I don't know if they will notice, because last time my grandma didn't notice anything. She just said like, did you do anything with your eyebrows? I was like, no. And I just hope that it will go well. I haven't really told any of my extended family members that I'm on tea, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, I think unless I have like a visible like mustache or like beard or anything like that, I think they will not notice, but we'll see. Now I'm gonna talk a little bit about how I felt being 6 months on tea. There were some moments during this month where I was really frustrated. I just didn't really see any changes. It's so much easier to see the changes in other people than to see them in yourself. It was a little bit frustrating sometimes, and I felt really stagnant. You know, after listing all these changes, I really just noticed that it's just like the dysphoria that is like you haven't changed at all. I also feel like my fat redistribution is starting to happen. Like I can feel it in my torso, like under my chest. I feel like on the sides it is a little bit more straighter than curvy. So that's really nice to see. Have more fat in my tummy, like in my stomach area instead of my hips. But I also have a big ass now. Like testosterone definitely has increased the size of my butt. I don't know if that will change in the future. I don't know if last time I said that I wasn't able to cry, but I have an update. I am able to cry, but it takes a long time for me to be able to cry. I think the last time I cried was like 2 weeks. No, that was wrong. I cried in therapy. Well, I am able to cry. That's a positive thing. I just feel like I'm not in the mood for crying as often as I was. I think that is like the biggest thing. Now that I think about it, I'm also just not sad. Like I am still struggling with mental health stuff, and I do still have anxiety and stuff like that. I just feel like mentally, I just don't really have these moments where I'm just without any reason just sad or melancholic. And I also don't feel like crawling into that sadness anymore. Maybe because I'm more stable right now and I have a self-care routine and I have top surgery to like look forward to. I've been thinking about this thing for a little while now. Basically just feel more in tune with my masculinity. A few years ago, I was getting a lot of euphoria from being really like androgynous and stuff like that. But now I think the only gender euphoria that I feel is when I'm more in the masculine presenting way, or when I just feel masculine within myself. And so that's been really something that I'm thinking about. I'm really thinking about the label transmasculine recently, because I think that really would fit to how I feel and like how I want to present myself in the world and just like how I am in the core of my being. And so I'm thinking about if I want to add that as another label to being non-binary. Yeah, I'm not really sure yet, but I think I will stick with they them pronouns for right now. Also today in the morning, I was thinking about how weird it is that I was so scared of testosterone at the beginning, like before I started. I just had so much anxieties and so many what if questions, and I was really scared of bottom growth specifically, and now I just love it. And I also just love being on T, and it feels like me. Yeah, it's kind of wild to think about that I was ever scared of becoming that version that I am right now. But I also get that me before I started testosterone was scared, and I think I was also scared of masculinity, and I'm still unpacking and also unlearning a lot of things. There's a lot of toxic masculinity out there in the world, and I never really wanted to embody that as myself. And experiencing masculinity and really embracing that, it's just like a thought process that I'm in right now. I also recently read Unmasking Autism, and I can really see how me masking my autism also is like intertwined with me hiding my gender and hiding myself. I've been unpacking a lot of that, and it's been so healing for me to see my growth. And I'm so proud of myself. Like, I haven't doubted being on T for the longest time that I'm on T now. It feels like myself. And when I look back at older videos of me talking, I'm like, who is that person? That is not me. Whenever I speak, like, my voice is my voice, and it fits to who I am. And I wish that younger me, who was doubting themselves and who was questioning if T is even the right choice and was trying to really comfort themselves with saying, yeah, you can stop anytime with T. And I think that was a really helpful thing, and I can really recommend doing. If you are really scared of T, you can try to tell yourself, hey, I can stop anytime when I feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't need to force myself through anything that I'm not comfortable with doing with my own body, you know? Now I'm just here 6 months on T, and I'm like, I am so happy. I'm so myself. Like, I have a top surgery date. I am becoming myself. How wild is that? I still can't believe how far I've come, and I am so ready to embrace my full me, and I'm so ready to just wear a t-shirt. I'm really looking forward to the future, which What the fuck? Who am I to say this? It feels so nice. And so to anyone out there who sees this and thinks, wow, I will never be there. Like, I literally thought the same. I literally thought I will never be on T. I only dreamed, but I never thought my dreams could come true. And now that I think about it, I think it's so crucial and important to dream big. And I know that sounds so cheesy. You know, what could happen? Maybe the dream comes true and then you're like 6 months on T and you have a top surgery scheduled and you're like, what the fuck? And I feel so privileged that I am in the position where I am right now. I just want to send you a lot of love and hope. And I just really wish to everyone that they can feel at home in themselves. That is so nice. There's a pigeon in the tree. It is just sitting there. I wonder if the pigeon is freezing. Well, I think not. I'm zooming out right now. I am focusing on the pigeon in the tree outside of my window. So I think it's time to wrap this video up. I'm gonna drink some water with you, so cheers. Okay, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And we see each other next time. Bye bye.